So Dana Brown, he's on the MLB Network doing an interview today. And, one of the things that we've talked about with this like whole first base situation that the Astros have going on, obviously, John Singleton, he's making it more complicated, right? Because even if Jose Abreu is getting better, whatever that means, the way John Singleton has at least performed so far, it would be really challenging to look this roster, I think, in the face and say, hey, at any point, we're going to bring back Jose Abreu. Now, there's obviously a lot of baseball time left for things to go wrong for John Singleton, but if he can at least be close to this, where he's hitting 292, 3 home runs since he took over as the everyday first baseman, like you can't ask for much more from him.
You can't. I don't expect it to continue, but he has done his job since finding himself in a very surprising next man up kind of situation. I doubt that the Astros had on their bingo board, we're going to make John Singleton our everyday first baseman going into the year.
No. And even when it first happened, we talked about if there would be a controversy, just like who it would be. Loperfido, Dubon, Diaz. Dubon has played
incredibly
first base in one game?
No. I don't think so. No.
Loperfido hasn't played first yet.
I think, has Caratini played first?
I don't even think so. I think it's all been Singleton since this happened.
Right. Look, he's done well. Is it going to last? Probably not. But I hope it continues. He seems to have taken another step, and he really seems confident out there, which I think is the best sign. But yeah, no, I'm not exactly expecting this to happen the rest of the year. But he is weirdly, like, the first base problem has been fixed for the Astros over the last week or so.
Yeah, and you don't want and most time you don't want a short-term Band-Aid solution, but right now for the Houston Astros, especially at that position, a Band-Aid solution is such a step up. that it is a welcome change that there is a Band-Aid solution.
So Dana Brown's on MLB Network, and he was asked about Jose Abreu and what's been going wrong, why the season has started the way it has, and I thought you would enjoy this one, Paul. So here's Dana Brown.
A lot of times with these guys, they get into the heavy weight, the lifting, the strength building. We're going to do lighter weights, more rep, more quick twitch things in terms of weights and moving a little bit faster so that, he can get back to the quick twitch. I think he's gotten a little too strong and he slowed his back down a little bit. And so ultimately, if we can get this guy back to his rhythm and timing and back to what he did last fall, it's going to really help us out.
I thought he was doing Pilates.
He was supposedly doing Pilates.
That
this
sounds like
offseason.
He's throwing around like max deadlifts.
He's doing J.J. Watt things in Hard Knocks 2015.
Yeah.
I hear this, and it also reeks of falsehood. When your quick twitch muscles start to go, they don't just come back. You can't work on them until they come back. No, you should. Dana Brown trying to explain things to us or anyone like we're five is disingenuous at best, if not downright insulting. Come on, man. He's working out in Florida to get his quick twitch muscles back. That's not how the body works. And I'm not acting like I'm some sort of bodybuilder here, but you don't work on quick twitch things. You have it, and you hope that you have it as long as you possibly can. You can do drills and things like that, but a 37-year-old man doing those things, you do it to maintain at this point. You don't get better at things that involve physicality at this stage in life generally.
Yeah, this is where we've talked about being critical of the Astros health and training staff in terms of just how healthy the players are, that they're not. They have no control over their roster. And it's been this way for years now. And I don't understand why they've continually allowed this to happen. Alex Bregman, a couple years ago, when he was struggling, I guess it was the 2020 season, came in and said, I gained 25 pounds of muscle. Same thing he said this offseason, where he gained all this weight. Yuli Gurriel, his last season, remember when he gained a bunch of muscle weight and he hit like 3 or 4 home runs in spring training? And then, he was trash his final year as a hitter. And then you have Jose Abreu, same thing. This is 2 or 3 different GMs that are allowing this to happen. Jeremiah Randall and like whatever you guys are doing there, just letting these players go out and be willy-nilly with whatever they're doing to their bodies clearly isn't working. I don't know if that's why Alex Bregman, Jose Abreu, and Yuli Gurriel struggled the way they did. But it does seem odd that every single time an Astros player boasts about how much muscle mass they gained in a season, they suck at baseball. Like, it makes... Why does it keep happening? Why is there 4 examples of players... And maybe this is Dana Brown. Like, maybe this isn't the same as the other 3, because it also does sound just like excuse making for Jose Abreu a little bit of just trying to throw things at the wall.
It's also very delicate excuse making, because you could just be like, yeah, he came in, yeah, we didn't love the shape that he was in, and so we're going to try to get him a little bit leaner and whatever. But like specifically being like, nope, too many muscles to swing a baseball bat. You look at some of the greatest hitters of all time. They don't have muscles. That he's too bulky. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds. No. Too bulky. We need him to be a little bit lighter on his feet.
Someone being too bulky theoretically is possible in baseball. There's a point where I think some can get to. I can't swing a baseball bat without it coming out of my shoulder anymore. This is after I started working out. It sucks. I can't go in the batting cage and swing more than 2 times. Again, though, I'm not an actual athlete. I'm just saying, I think it is theoretically possible for unnatural movements like swinging a baseball bat or throwing a baseball for you to potentially, through lifting, actually hurt your ability to do that. And that's why a lot of baseball players, when you see them doing workouts, they're using resistance bands and stuff like that. But I didn't get the vibe going into this year that Jose Abreu had done what Dana Brown said there.
Yeah.
Joe, you know? That's what's weird to me. I was under the impression that he was doing the kind of things that would actually, help
like what
out
Dana
with
Brown
the
is
quick
saying
twitch
he's
stuff.
about to be doing.
Right. Like the now, I don't know that Pilates is necessarily doing that, but I'm looking up what are fast twitch muscle fibers, looking this up online. What are things that you can do to make them better? And again, we're talking about a 37-year-old man. So some of the things that they're talking about here are sprinting. Oh, you want Jose Abreu to sprint? That's going to make him a little bit better.
It's also like some of the like box jumps or whatever. It's
Yes.
like this helps, but like
Powerlifting
doesn't help you swing a baseball bat. Like that's the issue. It's like we're talking about
his
swinging a baseball
his
bat.
bat speed is slow.
and it's been getting slow for a couple of years. So I think one of the things that you said there, Joe, where he's just trying to put some sort of positive spin on it. That's what's actually happening here. But God, it's so annoying that Dana just constantly does that. I get that he has to answer like that. I'm not saying that he needs to go on it and say, yeah, he's a failure and a disappointment. The fact that Abreu has even handled it the way that he did also does deserve credit. And the Astros
Agreed.
have given him credit for it. He has gone without a peep. But it's going to continuously be asked about. And if you're going to ask about what's going on in Florida, I'm sorry, be vague. Don't bring up things like this where we can easily nitpick it and tear it apart, because
Joe
right now,
Espada-
there's no game to talk about today.
Yeah,
you know?
Joe Espada gave a better answer on the interview he did with the flagship today. He said there's no timetable for Jose Abreu's return.
Boom, you're done.
And then he said Abreu's doing very well. Like, those are generic enough statements where it's like, hey, he's alive.
Yeah, and hey, what's he's working on? The fundamentals. Like really, he got it got a little too complicated. We're trying to make it more simple. Where it's like that is utterly meaningless what I just said. But at least you answer the question with that. I think part of it too, like Paul mentioned, like Abreu is being kind of a good soldier here and doing what he needs to do to actually. I believe that Jose Abreu is actually trying to make himself better.
Yeah,
And he's embarrassed by how this has gone. I think that's why Dana Brown was very careful to be like, yeah, he was working out too much before the season. Because normally what would make sense is like, yeah, he came in out of shape. We're trying to get him in shape. Like that actually, like, to me would make sense.
Yeah, like
if
when
that's
the
explanation is he came in fat and out of shape. That's why his bat speed's slow. Not he's
overtrained.
He's actually too muscular to swing a bat fast. Like that just does not even make a little bit of sense to me.
I mean, they need, like, while this year they probably can get away with this, I don't think Jim Crane's just going to eat this contract. Jose Abreu is going to be your opening day first baseman in 2025.
Really?
I just don't see it. Jim Crane does not come off as the kind of person that says, here's money. Don't play for me. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, if he's...
And there's really... No, he hasn't really been put in this situation before to prove me right or wrong.
He's kind of been doing it with Lance McCullers. But
Yeah.
We also haven't heard from him on this, which is, for all the criticism I'm giving Dana Brown right now, not a Dana Brown move. Dana Brown is being forced to talk about this move that Jim Crane and Jeff Bagwell and others made. Joe Espada, same thing. It's one of those things where I feel for the guys who are in the spot where they have to answer the questions about it. And Dana's big problem is Dana just talks. Whenever he gets asked a question, he wants to give a long explanation.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to go on the MLB Network today.
No, he didn't. And he also could have, if he was on it, instead of actually giving an answer, you know what he could have said? This works. He could have said shrimp and grits. That works. Proven. Yesterday. Say nothing. Just don't. You don't have to give a long and detailed answer about these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think Abreu plays for the Astros again. I still don't.
I am also skeptical about
at least
that.
I don't think he plays this year. I do believe that there's a chance he's your opening first baseman next year.
There's still a chance he just doesn't play this year. They go back to spring training next year, and he also hits 125 in spring training, and they just cut him.
And that's when they finally cut him. I could see that.
Because when it's just one, that's why I didn't think they would eat his contract and just cut him this year. It's just such a big check to write for this year of no. But once it's okay, it's just his last year that we're writing off. You, at a certain point, it is better just to pay him to not play than it is to play him if he doesn't improve.
I mean, Jerry Reinsdorf's the biggest dummy in sports. I don't know why they don't just try to trade him back to the White Sox.
I thought you were gonna say they got outfoxed by the biggest. we got sold a beater from Jerry Reinsdorf.
Martin Maldonado for Jose Abreu. Who says no?
Nobody.
Nobody. I think Martin Maldonado.
I think the White Sox would like that. Yeah.
I think Martin Maldonado comes back to the Astros. The Astros eat part of Jose Abreu's contract, and Jose Abreu is.
Yainer Diaz moves to first base and DH more, and that means that the Astros pitchers are all pitching better.
Speaking of the front, we didn't mention this yesterday. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure people will here. Victor Caratini caught Fromber again on Saturday. I don't think Yainer Diaz has caught him since opening day. Just an observation. I think that Victor Caratini is Framber Valdez's personal catcher.
His personal valet.
Yeah, I do believe that that's accurate.